They don't want you knowing this, but today you're going to be seeing the exact credit repair tool that's helping people erase collections, late payments, and charge-offs without paying a single dollar to a credit repair company. Nelly used this tool to delete 15 student loan payments and raise her score by 140 points across all 3 bureaus. And that happened all within 30 days. And honestly, I wish I had this back when I was fixing my own credit. My score was 540 before getting out the Marines. I still remember getting denied for every single credit card that I applied for, even the secured ones. I pulled my report and saw old accounts that I forgot existed, bills that got into collections without me knowing, and even one that might have been identity theft. If I had known about this system back then, it would have saved me months of trial and error and rejection letters. This isn't about hiring someone and not about disputing random items and hoping for the best. This is a system that credit bureaus would rather you didn't use because it actually works. Stick around because in the next few minutes, you know exactly how to start using it to clean up your report no matter how bad your credit looks right now. Most people think that credit repair is about writing the perfect dispute letter or knowing some secret loophole, but here's the truth. Every single dispute that you send gets processed through a computer system called eOscar. This system has one main job: reject as many disputes as possible, as fast as possible. Think about it. Credit bureaus, they get millions of disputes every single day. They can't afford to have real people carefully looking at each one. So they use software to scan your letter. It puts your letter in a category based on keywords. Then they send back a generic response. That's why most people get the same copy-paste rejection letter. It doesn't matter how good the dispute was. It doesn't matter how much proof that they sent. It's designed to protect the credit companies and not you. And this just isn't my opinion. Credit companies have been sued multiple times for doing fake investigations. They ignore consumer proof all the time. Recently, TransUnion was in a class action lawsuit for failing to properly look into consumer disputes. According to the lawsuit, TransUnion did fake investigations and ignore consumer proof. They always side with the lenders, even if the responses made no sense. But here's what's even worse about traditional credit repair companies. They know that the system is rigged, yet they're still using the same old templates that stopped working years ago. These companies charge you between $100 to $200 per month, and they send the same generic letters that get rejected by the credit companies. I've seen people pay for credit repair agencies thousands of dollars over multiple years, and they only see 1 or 2 items get removed from the reports. That's not credit repair, that's highway robbery. Even worse, many credit repair companies are just taking your money. They're doing as much bare minimum work as possible. They send a few template letters that they downloaded from the internet, then they wait for the rejections. Then they tell you that the bad items are either too hard to remove or just legally valid. Some of these companies will string you along for months. They send the exact same failed disputes over and over again, and they just want to keep collecting your monthly payments. And here's the thing, most of these credit repair agencies don't even have professionally trained staff. They're just letter writing services charging premium prices. But what if I told you that there was a way to beat the credit companies at their own game using their own tactics against them? Now, you might be thinking, I've tried disputing bad items on my own and that didn't even work either. And you're probably right. But here's why your disputes fail. You're fighting software with handwritten letters or non-customized templates. The credit bureaus are using AI nowadays to process disputes, but most people are still using methods from the 90s. It's like bringing a knife to a gunfight. But there's something else that most people don't understand about how this whole system really works. Credit bureaus don't just track your credit score. They profit from keeping it low. Credit bureaus, they sell your info to lenders. When lenders see that you have a low credit score, they know that they can charge you a higher interest rate on loans and credit cards. Your bad credit isn't just a problem for you, it's literally how they make money. Think about it this way. Someone with a 500 credit score might pay 18% interest on a car loan. Someone with an 800 credit score pays 4%. On a $30,000 car loan, that's the difference between paying $5,400 in interest versus $1,200 in interest over the life of the loan. That extra $4,200 goes straight into the lender's pocket, and the credit companies get paid for giving them that data that made it possible. This is why the traditional system doesn't want you to fix your credit easily or quickly. Every month that your credit score stays low is another month that they can profit from your situation. And here's another dirty secret that most people don't know. When you sign up for free credit tracking services like Credit Karma, they're not just tracking your score, they're selling your info to lenders in real time. Ever wonder why you get so many pre-approved credit card offers in the mail after signing up for these services? It's because lenders pay these companies for access to people with specific credit profiles, especially those with low credit scores and who are more likely to accept high interest offers. Your personal finance struggles are literally being turned into profit by multiple companies at once. But here's where things get interesting and where the game completely changes. If credit bureaus are using computer systems to reject your disputes, what should you be using to fight back? The real answer is better computers and smarter software. This is where AI credit repair software completely changes the game. Instead of sending generic template letters that get rejected, AI can look at your specific credit report that builds custom disputes based on your unique situation. But here's a key difference, and this is why most people fail when they try to use ChatGPT or some other basic tools for credit repair. ChatGPT doesn't understand credit law or dispute methods. Sure, it can write a letter that sounds professional, but it has no idea what makes a dispute legally strong or likely to succeed. I've seen people ask ChatGPT to write dispute letters, and the results are usually weak, generic, and the arguments usually get rejected right away. Real credit repair software is trained on thousands of successful disputes and cases. It knows federal laws, it knows winning methods that has been tested in the real world, it knows which arguments work for specific types of bad items, and it knows which ones get rejected right away. More importantly, it can spot dispute opportunities that most people would miss completely. For example, did you know that if a creditor reports your account with wrong info, even by a single digit in your balance or credit limit, that's grounds for removal under federal law? Or that there are specific reporting rules that creditors must follow when reporting negative items? If they do not follow these rules to the T, you can get the entire account deleted. AI can spot these mistakes instantly. On the other hand, it could take a human hours to find them manually. Software can also spot patterns across all 3 credit bureaus. Sometimes the same debt is reported differently in each bureau. This creates dispute opportunities that most people never notice. But not all credit repair software is the same. Most of the options out there are just fancy template makers. This is why I exactly created Credit Rehab Pro after seeing how broken the traditional credit repair industry really is. Unlike generic dispute makers or basic tools, Credit Rehab Pro was built specifically to help you remove bad items using proven legal methods and smart analysis. So let me show you what's possible. Brian started with credit scores of 561 on TransUnion, 616 on Experian, and 569 on Equifax. After working with Credit Rehab Pro for just a few months, his credit scores jumped from 716 on TransUnion, 714 on Experian, and 744 on Equifax. That's an average increase over 150 points across all 3 bureaus. He was able to remove 5 collection accounts that have been dragging his scores down over the years. Nelly's results were even more insane. She started with credit scores of 525 on TransUnion, 522 on Experian, and 521 on Equifax. After just 1 month of using Credit Rehab Pro and sending out only 1 round of dispute letters, her scores jumped up to the mid 600s across all 3 bureaus. That's an increase of over 140 points on each credit bureau in just 30 days. She was able to delete 5 student loan accounts from each credit bureau. That's 15 bad accounts removed with just 1 round of disputes. So here's what makes Credit Rehab Pro different. You are in complete control of the entire process. You see every dispute letter before it's sent. You can change the arguments. You can decide which accounts to target first based on your priorities. There's no guesswork of where you're wondering if the work is actually getting done. Next is that this software provides smart analysis. The software connects to your credit monitoring and instantly scans your reports from all 3 bureaus. It then spots every possible dispute opportunity. This includes errors and mistakes that most people would never notice. Things like wrong reporting dates, incorrect balances, and missing required info. Next is that you get custom disputes. Instead of cookie cutter templates, the software creates personal dispute letters based on your specific situation. Each letter uses the strongest legal arguments for your particular type of negative item, whether it is a collection account, late payment, charge off, or even a bankruptcy. Next is that this software handles all disputes to all 3 of the major credit bureaus at the same time. It tracks everything for you: response dates, follow-ups, next steps, and deadlines, and you'll never miss a response deadline again. Aside from the software doing most of the heavy lifting, there's also extra coaching resources like how to remove inaccurate personal info, settling collections, and a private community where you can ask questions and get them answered directly from me. While the program is meant for you to create letters and send them out yourself, but if you don't have a printer, envelopes, or stamps, we have a partner inside the software that can do it for you. They can print and send your disputes for you at a small extra cost. When it comes to the cost of Credit Rehab Pro, it is completely free to use. The only requirement is an active credit monitoring service. This runs about $40 a month and it gives you access to all 3 bureau reports. Most people should already have credit monitoring anyways, just so they can track their progress. And lastly, getting started takes a few minutes. Simply just create your free account, connect your credit monitoring service, then let the software analyze your reports, select which accounts you want to dispute, review your custom dispute letters, send them out, then the software will track everything and help you follow up until you get results. You can start seeing improvements in as little as 30 days, just like Nelly and Brian, but here's what you need to understand before you decide. Credit repair takes persistence and the right plan. But with Credit Rehab Pro, you have everything that you need to start removing bad items using the same AI software that helped Brian increase his scores by over 150 points and Nelly remove 15 points in just 30 days. You could keep trying the old way, genetic letters that get rejected, or paying credit repair companies hundreds per month for the same poor results. Or you can use a proven software that's already helping thousands of people clean up their credit. Again, the software is free to use. The only requirement is credit monitoring, so the system can access your reports and create personal disputes. If you're ready to take control of your credit, then click the link down below or scan the QR code to set up your free account with Credit Rehab Pro today. Your future self will thank you for taking action now.